Now, looking at this, what do you see? The task sequence is created, the operator was in travel, he unloaded the part onto there, talking about wait for events, waiting for the part to get processed. Once the processing it will travel to the area, and then he is going to take this to the next level. Okay, so it's going to be taking to the Q4. So talking about the process flow based task sequence generation, what is going to be taken care. The main difference is that whereas when using 3D object logic, the task sequences are defined automatically. In process flow, we have full control over the task sequence of the task to be performed. For example, the process flow equivalent to the process flow which was at the top. So what we have done is we have created similar flow of what we discussed earlier. We need to have these 5 pillars for the task sequence, 4 pillars majorly. One is you need to know how are the tasks defined, who or what is going to perform the task, where the item needs to go, and how do task executors move around, right? And that's what has to be also taken care in the process flow based task generation. Okay, so talking about process flow based, I'll just run and show you it's exactly working like it's working onto the 3D object based. So if I just show you by zooming in there, right, you can see this. It's exactly going there, loading the part, unloading here. After processing, this has been taken care of. Let us go to the process flow. But before we go to the process flow, what I want to show is that what we just mentioned, right? We can also control how the operator needs to be moving out, okay? If you see currently in the simulation model, the operator is going inside that processor, right? And ideally, this is not possible, right? Because this is ideally because it's an entity or an object being available. So when we talk about that, we also need to control that, right? We need to control the routings. And in order to control the routings, let me show you a small example using barrier. Okay, so I'll just stop this. Okay, and let us use an A star divider here. So here comes A star divider. I'll just accept this. I'll just reset this. Now we have a A star thing coming in the play here. I'll just make this operator connected to the A star barrier. Okay, and when I just reset this and run this, you should be able to see that the operator now will not go straight. Okay, it's going away from here, right? It came from here and going. So this way also you can control routings in your, what I can say, the object. So you can create the barriers out in there, connect those to the A star. By A connection, you need to connect to this barrier. It will automatically be get assigned to the A star navigator, and then it's not going to be entering from this. It's going to act as a wall. So you can also have these things created for visualization purpose and more realistic visualization in simulation while you are designing task sequences. Now let us come back to our process flow based task sequence generation. Talking about process flow based task sequence generation, one thing I just wanted to tell you here is that if you understand task sequence logic, you will understand Flexsim, and if you are able to create such logics robustly and very richly, then you are going to master this, and then you're going to create any kind of logic in the Flexsim, because that is very much important. Task sequence logic is very much important to come in, so you can then create any type of logics you want in. Okay, now let me open this process flow. Okay, and if you see the process flow is out in here, I'll just reset this and let us understand how I have created task sequence for this particular activity, which was first controlled by object based. We have controlled that now by process flow based. So you can see the advantages and disadvantages of these two methods of task sequence generation. The 3D object based is quite easy, faster, and it does not require a lot of time to learn. While talking about process flow based, it requires a lot, good amount of time to learn. It has a longer, greater flexibility in the process flow. Here in the 3D object page, you don't have flexibility. And this flexibility gives you a chance to model Flexsim environment to way beyond even your imagination. Okay, so it gives you a greater flexibility. This does not give you the flexibility. This is easy. This is quite difficult, and you need to have a hands-on and learning. Okay, now what I've done. Ideally, what we need to do is we need to tell that who is going to do what, from where it is going to where, right? So that's what has been done. We have created a source which has been event triggered source, or we are saying that whenever a part is going to enter your queue, I'm going to have on entry event, and I have labeled that item as item which has been assigned for the operation. Going to the create task sequence, what I've done is I'm now creating the task sequence. I have assigned operator as operator 2. I've selected from the dropper. Rest all the things I have kept as default. Going to the travel, what I've done is now I've used the travel task because I need to tell this operator to go to the Q3. So that is what this travel operation is going to do into the task sequence, that it's going to have a destination as Q3. Operator goes there, then the operator is going to load that particular stuff. Okay, the operator is going to load the part. Okay, these are defaults. Okay, for travel again I've changed the processor 2 because I need to travel the part to this processor 2. Okay, then I'm going to unload the part onto the processor 2. That has been done. Then I'm going to wait for that part been getting processed. Okay, on process finish, and then again I'm going to load the same item. I'm going to travel it to the Q4. I'm going to unload the part there, and then my task sequence gets finished. Now I'll run it and show you how it's going to be like. Okay, now looking at this, what do you see? The task sequence is created, the operator was in travel, he unloaded the part onto there, talking about wait for events, waiting for the part to get processed. Once the processing it will travel to the area, and then he is going to take this to the next level. Okay, so it's going to be taking to the Q4. So this is about process flow task sequence. You can see how we are acquiring the resources, how we are assigning the task sequence, how that is loading the part, unloading the part, and this is how the process flow task sequence is going to work. Okay, talking about this. And then we are supposed to be understanding about job, dispatching and related stuffs in our next video. Okay, so stay tuned with us on our this series of task sequence logic, creation, understanding, and let us meet another interesting video on Leansimcorp. Till then, you're going to keep simulating, liking videos, sharing it with friends, and don't forget to subscribe to our Leansimcorp and visit our website leansimcorp.com. For premium content, do not forget to visit our website leansimcorp.com, where you will be getting all these premium contents available. So talking about what things you're going to get in, you're going to get in simulation solutions. You're going to get premium training classes for simulation stuffs. You will be getting 3ds model file support. You can buy modules, you get access to simulation case studies, you can visit our services. Also, you can visit the blogs which you're going to get. So I was talking about simulation solutions, right? You can schedule one-on-one session with us, for training and details. You can access our digital assets like learning center. Okay, so here comes the booking online environment. Talking about training classes, you can access premium training classes. Once you are going to purchase our subscriptions, you will be able to access our training classes which are listed out here, and these are continuously getting upgraded, guys. Talking about blogs, here we bring in blogs from travel experiences, health, devotionals like industrial engineering, personality development, simulation tech, and lot more interesting and exciting. So do not forget to visit our website leansimcorp.com for premium content, blogs, and lots more.